once. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, may I have everyone take their seats? The meeting is called to order. We will now continue with the deliberations under Agenda Item 2A on the theme of the 80th session, Leveraging Digital Innovation for Sustainable Development in Asia and the Pacific. We will start with a high-level thematic roundtable on digital innovations for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. But before I hand over to the moderator of the roundtable, the Secretariat has prepared a video to set the scene. May I ask the conference room officer to play the video, please?
Asia and the Pacific is lagging in progress to achieve most of the Sustainable Development Goals. Championing digital innovation is one way we can turbocharge SDG attainment. New technologies across finance, government, health, energy, and transport all have the potential to produce significant sustainable outcomes. But to foster a culture of innovation, the right policy frameworks are needed. This includes removing institutional barriers, encouraging entrepreneurship, and promoting scalability. Much of Asia and the Pacific has positioned itself as an innovation hub, providing solutions for the world. Let's harness this creative strength to accelerate sustainable development.
I now invite Ms. Dara Tirakausan of the National Broadcasting Services of Thailand to moderate this roundtable. Ms. Tirakausan, please, I hand over to you.
Thank you, Chair. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you in the room here with us, as well as those watching us live on YouTube. Welcome to the high-level thematic roundtable on digital innovations for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. My name is Dra Dirakasal. I'm a TV news anchor with NHK World and the National Broadcasting Services of Thailand. Of course, it's my privilege today to moderate this high-level roundtable with distinguished panelists from governments, not-for-profit organizations, the United Nations, and the private sector. This high-level roundtable will discuss strategic policy actions being undertaken by governments and other actors in the region to leverage digital innovations for accelerating the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. Our panelists will also highlight the key enabling policies that can bring digital innovation for sustainable development to scale through regional cooperation. The Secretariat has prepared an informative theme study with many concrete examples of initiatives that have proven to have a high impact on sustainable development. The theme study is the one right here that I'm showing up, Seizing the Opportunity, Digital Innovation for a Sustainable Future. Now, of course, if you'd like to get a copy of this, you can download it on the ESCAP website. Additionally, if you'd like to follow us on social media, you can follow us at hashtag CS80 and hashtag Digital4SDGs. I'd now like to invite our distinguished speakers to share their insights into the topic. First, may I invite the conference room officer to play the video of Mr. Tony Blair, Executive Chairman of the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change and former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Hello, everyone. Excellencies, Executive Secretary of ESCAP, distinguished delegates. I'm sorry not to be with you today in person, but I wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate you on the work that ESCAP is doing in leveraging digital technologies to drive sustainable development in the Asia Pacific. I'm pleased that my institute was able to contribute to the important study by the ESCAP Executive Secretary demonstrating just how important digital innovations are to accelerate sustainable development goals. All around the world today, artificial intelligence is adding a whole new dimension to an existing technological revolution. And all over the world, companies in the private sector are working out how they improve productivity, change processes, increase efficiency, drive down costs by the application of this technology revolution. In the judgment of my institute and myself, governments have now got to do the same, not just encouraging it to happen in the private sector, but doing it themselves as governments, because all the evidence points to the fact that if governments take these decisions to drive through the application of technology in the processes of government, they can transform the service that they provide to citizens and also the cost-benefit analysis of government spending. So it's a huge revolution with enormous implications. It's going to change everything, and it should change government and the way government interacts with the citizen and not just the private sector. So across Asia Pacific, we've seen a strong growth in and appetite for this technological advancement. For example, my institute is supporting Indonesian leaders to realize their vision of achieving high-income status by 2045 through attracting high-value investments, driving healthcare reform, and defining the national agenda on digital and industrialization. In Vietnam, we're advising ministries on how to attract higher quality foreign investments, enhance diplomatic capacities, and advance the government's high-tech manufacturing goals. And then our work in India focuses on innovative sectors, refining the economic strategy with the aim, for example, to elevate Odisha from a middle-income to a high-income state within the next 2 decades. These are just examples of the progress that is being made, but we're only at the very beginning of this revolution. And as the world undergoes the consequences of the revolution, the most important thing is that government knows how to harness the opportunities that it presents and mitigate the risks. So this forum provides an excellent platform to come together, to celebrate the achievements, to discuss the emerging challenges, and most of all, to develop lasting policy solutions that deliver for the citizen. This will also strengthen region-wide cooperation on digital innovation for the accelerated implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals. So all links together. We have these big challenges on climate and sustainable development. We've got big challenges on economic and social regeneration, and we've got technology with the opportunity for government to transform progress in all of these areas. So this is our challenge. This is what we're all trying to do. And I wish you all a successful and productive meeting. There's no more important subject right now, and I look forward to hearing and debating the conclusions of this immensely important forum. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tony Blair, for your encouraging words. Now, building upon Mr. Tony Blair's support for Indonesia's 2045 vision, I'd like to next invite His Excellency, Mr. Airlangga Hartarto, Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs of Indonesia, who's joining us today via Zoom. Your Excellency, Indonesia has set out a vision of becoming a high-income developed country by 2045. With the goal of ranking as the world's 5th largest economy. The Sustainable Development Goals is one of the primary tools for achieving Indonesia's 2045 vision, and as well as for implementing the country's economic transformation. Could you kindly tell us how are you capitalizing on digital innovations to help Indonesia realize this vision?
Thank you. Moderator Dra and Excellency Ivan Chon, Secretary for Information and Communication of Technology, Philippines. Distinguished speakers, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to first extend my appreciation to UN ESCAP for inviting me today in the high-level thematic roundtable on digital innovation for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. This forum is certainly timely for reinforcing Indonesia's continuing commitment to promoting and fostering digital innovations and getting back on track to achieve sustainable global development. The pandemic showed us how digital innovation can be a game changer. When there were massive restrictions on human mobility, digital interaction and communications become stronger and more massive. The pandemic has provided space for the development for many digital service innovation, including in the health, education, government, and employment sectors. Together, we can see the potential for digital innovation in the life and economy of the nation in the future. Indonesia is moving forward, continuing our pandemic recovery and setting a pathway to achieving Indonesia Vision 2045. This requires a transformation approach to economic development through increasing science and technology, innovation and economic productivity, implementation of the green economy, digital transformations, domestic economic integration, and urban area as a center for the next economic growth. The government is promoting digital innovation and accelerating the development of digital economy as strategic pillar for Indonesia transformation into advanced economy. To navigate our way forward, last year Indonesia launched a white paper on Digital Economic Development 2030 to set the future direction of the travel. This is a multi-stakeholder strategy bringing together many institutions, associations, academics, and industries to enhance collaboration and synergy. I will take you through our priority setting. Indonesia is accelerating and expanding reliable, universal, and affordable digital infrastructure to increase coverage and quality as well as achieve computing age. To ensure everyone has access the skills to thrive the digital age, we are working to close the digital divide through a formal education, workforce empowerment, and lifelong learning to create a competitive society. We are focusing on realizing productive, advanced, and high-value-added business ecosystem through the digitalization of priority economic sectors. This includes a special focus on empowering micro and small medium enterprises and technology startup and more robust cyber security. To future-proof of our ecosystem, Indonesia is strengthening commitment for comprehensive R&D and technology innovations. We are working closely to build up financial inclusion in partnership with relevant authorities to provide all levels of society with better access to financial services. Indonesia is improving regulation policies and governance to ensure a healthy and fair digital economy with consumer protection and national security safeguard. Ladies and gentlemen, in the human capital aspect, I want to highlight Indonesia's experience in utilizing the digital innovation by developing the pre-employment card program, or in Bahasa is Kartu Prakerja, a remarkable government-to-people platform. The Empowerment of Card program is a work competency development program for improving work and entrepreneurial competency targeted to job seekers or those who are already working and want to improve their skills or competency, and those who have been laid off, including micro and small business actors. During the pandemic, the program adopted double mission to improve competency and secure purchasing power among people who had been affected by the pandemic. The pre-employment card program is a concrete example how digital innovations help the government to achieve SDGs by promoting productive employment and decent works. This program also reinforces other SDGs targets such as quality education, lifelong learning opportunities, gender equality, women empowerment, as well as promoting poverty eradication. The program has been a great success, benefiting 18.7 million Indonesia across 514 cities in 38 provinces, with 51% of female participation, 12% of participants above 50 years old, and 3% of disabled participants. Thank you for the opportunity to share Indonesia experience to the digital economy and its the role in achieving sustainable development.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for sharing your meaningful contribution about the path forward for Indonesia and how the country will fulfill its aspirations. Now, let's turn to Bangladesh. I'd like to call on His Excellency Mr. Abu Hassan Mahmood Ali, MP and Honorable Minister of the Ministry of Finance of Bangladesh. Your Excellency, the Digital Bangladesh Vision mobilized government agencies, the private sector, and citizens, and propelled achievements in increasing internet penetration, improving government services using ICTs, as well as in developing the capacity of society towards a knowledge economy. Could you please tell us about your achievements and lessons learned, as well as how will the government mobilize financing and the financing modalities, what financing modalities would you recommend in order to scale up and sustain the achievements going forward?
Your Excellency, Executive Secretary of ESCAP, Honorable Heads of State and Government, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to you all. It is my pleasure to join the 80th annual session of the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. As we gather here for this annual session, it is imperative that we address one of the most pressing global challenges of our time, achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. In particular, I stand before you today to emphasize the critical role that digital innovations play in advancing these goals, especially in the context of Bangladesh. In the face of adversity, Bangladesh has demonstrated remarkable resilience and determination. Today, I am proud to share with you the strides we have made in leveraging digital innovations to accelerate progress towards the SDGs. First and foremost, digital innovations have revolutionized access to education in Bangladesh. With the proliferation of internet connectivity and mobile technology, we have been able to reach marginalized communities, providing them with access to quality education like never before. From online learning platforms to digital lab, technology has empowered students across the nation, bridging the gap between urban and rural areas and ensuring that no one is left behind in our quest for quality education, SDG 4. Establishing digital connectivity, 109,224 root-level schools, colleges, villages, growth centers, government offices will get digital connectivity through optical fiber. Over 0.5 million teachers were connected and able to exchange the contents and learning resources through online teacher platform. Ladies and gentlemen, digital innovations have been instrumental in advancing healthcare in Bangladesh. Telemedicine platforms have expanded access to healthcare services, particularly in remote and underserved areas. Through mobile applications and teleconsultations, individuals can now receive medical advice and treatment without the need for physical visits to healthcare facilities, thereby improving healthcare outcomes and reducing inequalities in health access. SDG 3. Through national telehealth services, as many as 4,000 private health institutions and 1,100 public health institutions were connected. A vaccine management system called Surakha, means protection, was developed, which was an instrumental to administer the management during COVID. The government launched the Ma Telehealth Center in 2020 in view of the health risks of mother and children during the corona pandemic. We are promoting financial inclusion and economic empowerment in Bangladesh. Mobile banking services have enabled millions of unbanked individuals to access formal financial services, empowering them to save, invest, and participate in the formal economy. Additionally, digital marketplaces and e-commerce platforms have created new avenues for entrepreneurship, particularly for women and youth, thereby fostering inclusive economic growth and reducing poverty, SDG 1. Bangladesh has launched the Equality Center for Inclusive Innovation to ensure equality and reduce discrimination in the use of digital platforms and citizens' participation in it. The vision of this center is establishing a global center for promotion and calling for commitment for various governments for zero digital divide. Ladies and gentlemen, despite the progress we have made, challenges remain. Digital divide, cyber security threats, privacy concerns pose significant obstacles to harnessing the full potential of digital innovations for sustainable development. Here, technology transfer from developed to developing regions can promote self-sufficiency, increase production, and improve healthcare. Furthermore, technology sharing promotes international cooperation and a team effort to tackle urgent issues like poverty, healthcare crisis, and climate change. In conclusion, as we reflect on the journey towards achieving the SDGs, let us recognize the transformative power of digital innovations in accelerating progress towards a more sustainable, inclusive, and prosperous future for all. Let us commit ourselves and work together to harnessing the full potential of technology to overcome the challenges we face and build a better world for generations to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for your valuable input, giving us examples of how Bangladesh has been able to use digital innovations to advance such issues as in education, healthcare, and finances, and increase inclusivity as well. Next, I'd like to call on His Excellency, Mr. Askar Jambakin, Vice Minister of Digital Development, Innovations, and Aerospace Industry of Kazakhstan. Your Excellency, the theme study prepared by the ESCAP Secretariat for the session proposes 3 regional pathways on regional cooperation for digital innovation and sustainable development. Could you kindly share with us the efforts of the government of Kazakhstan to support these 3 regional pathways by fostering digital transformation at the national and regional levels?
Distinguished guests, delegates, thank you a lot, moderator, for giving me the floor. So actually the story of our digital transformation in the government started in 2003 when we started opening citizen service centers in all of our regions, and we started integrating all government services to one-stop shop window. So at the moment we don't have any government offices to visit. You can only, and you should only visit the citizen service center, and you will be able to get all the government services there. But in 2006 we started moving all the government services to online portal, and by 2020 we achieved more than 90% of government services available online. In 2020 we implemented biometric identification that allowed easy enrollment to the mobile, and now we have 92% of 80% of government services available online and 93 generally online, but 80 of them are in mobile. So the biometric identification allowed us to enroll many people easily to mobile applications. This is the first thing, and it is being used by the banks as well, so that you can open bank account digitally, and it allowed us to achieve more than 86% of retail transactions to be cashless at the moment. But the digital transformation framework of the country runs in 4 dimensions generally: data, technology, people, and processes. So for processes, we have 3 years before, we have established so-called Digital Transformation Center. We have put all the government functions, then we have mapped them with the business processes, and we started the big transformation program of business processes. So some of the business processes are government services, and we use customer journey mapping techniques and similar things to cover the live events and to see the government service in more details through the prism of an ordinary citizen. But in terms of business processes of the government agencies, we look to its efficiency, to what extent the technology can be used to achieve the desired goal of that process. So we call it so-called technology-driven transformation of public sector, or digitally driven public sector reform. In terms of the data, we have been able to integrate more than 90 databases. At the moment, created the National Data Lake. And for example, in the beginning of this year, we have one of our projects won the first prize in a digital inclusivity prize in government summit. So the project is actually a scoring model of family well-being. We have been able to put 100 parameters of each family. So we grouped all citizens into families, then we grouped all families into social well-being status. So we know how many million families are in very good state and how many families are in a high critical section. So it allows not only to make data-driven decisions, adjust the policy making, adjust social policy making, but also it allowed us to have more than 40 government services to be proactively distributed. For example, as soon as we know that the family doesn't have an income, it means that the government can proactively send a message saying that you are eligible for this kind of a social benefit. Provide us your IBAN number and we will distribute the social payment to that account. And more so-called data-driven cases are there. For example, and of course everything is framed by the policy framework. The policy framework is the most effective instrument how the government can nudge the industries to have a digital transformation in the industries. We are not talking about only the government services, but we should also talk about making the practical industries, real sector industries more efficient and technology driven. For example, 2 years ago, there was an Ecology Act that obliged companies, big factories, to provide data on their emissions digitally. So if previously you have to go to, some inspector should go to the factory with his laboratory devices and make them measurements of emissions. Of course, it's always a risk for human factor, for corruption, and it's not real time because the report can be put in, anything can be put in the report. But when we have made this kind of an obligation for the companies, they started putting IoT devices in their facilities. So it allows to get the real-time data. The same is for oil and gas sector. So we have an obligation for companies to put the IoT devices from extraction, refinery, logistics, and all within the entire value chain. In terms of people dimension, we have, within the government at least, we have special courses within the special academy for public administration that teaches public sector employees how to re-engineer business processes, what is the architecture of information systems, what is data, what kind of, for example, use cases and data usage best practices we have, and the technology stack we use. And in terms of the technology, we have moved to cloud, to the government cloud last year, and at the moment we are enrolling the platform model so that it's a government cloud, plus the list of open source products, standardized products that will be used to automate and digitalize the processes within the government. Thank you.
Your Excellency, thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you so much for sharing with us the efforts of Kazakhstan, especially on the application of digital transformation to assist people, such as in making data-driven decisions. Now, moving on, our attention now moves to Ms. Kobaret, the Deputy Secretary General of the World Meteorological Organization, or the WMO. Now, to give you a bit of a background, the WMO is a specialized agency of the United Nations with mandate that relates to the areas of weather and climate, operational hydrology, and related geophysical sciences. It plays a key role in contributing to the safety and welfare of humanity by fostering collaboration between its members' national meteorological and hydrological services. The WMO also works to advance the social and economic application of meteorology and hydrology. Therefore, it's a privilege to have you with us here today. Now, Ms. Barrett, the ESCAP theme study presented compelling case studies showing how digital innovations can transform the delivery of early warning services to reduce the impacts of disasters on people, infrastructure, and property. How is the WMO leveraging on digital innovations to bring accurate and efficient early warnings by 2027? And how can the productive partnership between ESCAP and the WMO continue to be strengthened for disaster resilience?
Thank you so much for having me, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, and for that very interesting question. It's really a pleasure to learn from the experiences in the region. So I guess I'll just start by saying, as you described our mandate in WMO, we have 193 members who are working with us under the banner of our organization to play a critical role in realizing all 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And our work with our members is of huge economic and social importance. Together, we drive the full cycle from science to services to action for the good of society. And together, we advance knowledge of our Earth system, monitor the state of the climate and water resources, provide scientific information to inform greenhouse gas emissions reductions, and deliver climate services and early warnings to support societal resilience and climate adaptation. As an example, WMO contributes substantially to Sustainable Development Goal 13 on climate action. We provide decision makers with periodic assessments of the state of the climate to help countries to mitigate climate change and adapt to its impacts. WMO co-sponsors, for example, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or the IPCC, and a number of other important research initiatives. From the highest mountain peaks to the depths of the ocean, climate change continues its advance, with the vast majority of disasters caused by hydrometeorological hazards. Recent WMO publications, above all the Global State of the Climate Report and its regional version for Asia and the Southwest Pacific, on which we closely collaborated with ESCAP and other partners, highlight that the long-term warming trend is accelerating and adverse extreme weather and climate events are increasing. By the way, we're holding a side event today at lunch for the release of the State of the Climate in Asia report, which will be held in a meeting room. With these growing threats, it's imperative that we are protected and prepared. And this is particularly important in this region, home to some of the most populous and vulnerable countries in the world. We know that no agency can work in isolation in view of the global challenges we're facing, and as part of the United Nations Secretary General's acceleration agenda, the Early Warnings for All initiative is a prime example of an ambitious and viable partnership across all levels that's focused on using digital innovation to advance our work. As you know, it aims to provide every person on Earth with access to timely, accurate, and actionable early warning by the end of 2027. Co-led by the WMO, UNDRR, the International Telecommunications Union, and the International Federation for Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, this initiative brings together the broader UN family, governments, academia, civil society, and development partners across 4 pillars aiming to provide people-centered, end-to-end, multi-hazard early warning systems that leave no one behind. And it builds upon existing efforts and scales these up. In filling the existing capacity gaps, it fully aligns with the Sustainable Development Goals and with other priorities under the Paris Agreement and Sendai framework. These warning systems are a proven, effective, and feasible tool for climate change adaptation and disaster risk reduction. They save lives and can provide a nearly 10-fold return on investment. However, the delivery of effective warnings rely on continuous digital innovation to bring warning systems to places without them and to expand those that exist to keep pace with the changes we're seeing across the planet. And I'd like to take a moment to just thank the 11 countries in this region who are participating in that in the initiative. But what I want to stress is we can't manage what we do not measure. And WMO has a proud history of more than 150 years of sharing data and best practices, which in many cases is digitized from the very beginning. The globe has experienced an amazing technological revolution in the last 20 years. The application of artificial intelligence and machine learning in the areas of water, weather, and climate observations, modeling, and service delivery has heralded the beginning of a new age. The introduction of artificial intelligence into our field has the potential to fundamentally alter how we comprehend and respond to the intricate problems associated with weather and climate. AI-driven technologies give us previously unheard of skill to process enormous volumes of data, extract insightful knowledge, and improve our predictive models. WMO is pioneering the application of AI for weather forecasting. There may be possibilities to use AI to more effectively distribute actionable information to the most hard-to-reach communities. Together, we can harness the power of AI to drive innovation. And with that, I turn it back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Barrett. Thank you for your valuable perspective, especially into the works of the WMO by using digital innovations, especially in a data-driven agency to help us all, as well as focusing on the importance of cooperation. Now, let's move on. And lastly, I'd like to bring in a member of the private sector into our discussion today. Our next speaker is Ms. Shirei Lian, a climate technology entrepreneur and founder of Lidoya. Now, to give you a little background of her company, it's a technology company that helps consumers take concrete climate action and promises carbon neutrality. It's also the first Chinese company to partner with the Climate Neutral Now initiative of the UN Climate Change Framework Convention. Now, Ms. Lian, the ESCAP theme study presented 5 actions to create an enabling environment and nurtures digital innovation and supports sustainable development. Now, these 5 actions are a predictable policy environment, regulatory reform, capacity development, active stakeholder engagement, and digital inclusion. Now, achievement, and additionally, what actions would be most effective, especially for startups to accelerate SDG implementation?
Thank you, moderator, for the question. I'm Shirley, the CEO and the founder of Ludo. Yeah, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to share my personal experience and our product here today, Carbon Cabin, which I demonstrate here. Well, speaking of achievement, as the official regional collaborator of UNFCCC Secretariat, we have successfully developed and deployed this Carbon Cabin, a pioneering urban level infrastructure in China and at the community level, with 100,000 people involved in daily renewable resource recycling classification at the neighborhood, and which contribute to the United Nations SDGs such as 459, 11, 12, 13 and 17, and by integrating the people at the community level into the circular economy. And to achieve the SDG objectives, I would say that quantifiable and reliable data should be presented nowadays. And let me speak by data. With 100,000 people involved, women making up 77% of our total participants, and we have been reduced carbon emissions over 2,000 tons, and with 1,000 tons of renewable resources recycled already through our Carbon Cabin, equipped with carbon footprint and neutrality meter model here. But with the local residents, it's just a simple 3-step for them to use this digitalized technology. They have a mobile phone and scan the carbon footprint neutrality here, and follow the prompts on the screen. They will see that how much they recycle through metals, plastics, papers, etc. And by scanning it, they will see the carbon emission reduced by this action, and they will receive the cash rewards right away. And also, they will receive the climate action certificate at the same time, and that will reward them from this action. So the number of the people actually join the green initiatives for the Carbon Cabin, such as not only by resource recycling action, but also they can plant trees online. And we have received 20,000 participants joining tree planting on our platform to reduce the desertification risk in Yunnan province, and that would be 4,000 trees planted in that area. So it's like we are actually expanding the regions of this Carbon Cabin technology applied in the community level. And to conclude to accelerate the SDG goals for a startup like us, I would conclude the 5 factors. One is to innovate for the accessibility, and 2 is to bridge the education gap, and 3 is to strengthen the community ties at the neighborhood, and 4 to build a trust through technology such as blockchain and IoT technology as we've applied already, and 5 to foster the multi-stakeholder collaboration altogether to increase the impact of the sustainability goals. And we have to implement our technology at the community level. And I would say that for the local governments, we got the feedback from them that with applying this technology in the neighborhood, they largely reduced the regulation measures for their area, and just using the carbon accounts to distribute all the penalties and the incentives for the community. And they can encourage them joining the daily participation of the green initiatives, such as the recycling and tree planting, and daily knowledges about how can I reduce the carbon emissions at daily lives. And we have moderator asked, we have online shops, and to encourage the citizens to join more sustainable shopping experience as well. So it's all set up on the platform, ready for the different regions to use them. And by the way, last year in the COP28 climate conference in Dubai, we also launched an initiative called Intelligent Climate and Eco-Civilization Initiative launched in Dubai, and that will help largely for the local governments and other countries to have their climate action disclosed through our platform, and we collaborate with GCAP, Global Climate Action Portal, that will have the access for the locals to contribute to their SDGs through digital technologies such as cabins. So that would be, I think, for the Asia Pacific residency, it's quite common for us to generate this kind of products and use it on the scalable level. So yeah, I would say, yeah, sorry, to take some work. Cheers.
Thank you, Ms. Lian, for sharing your expertise, of course, and enhancing our understanding of a business model that is actually giving the public a thorough understanding of the impacts, and they could also see the tangible results themselves. Now, I'd like to thank all our panelists for their invaluable insights, and may I now open the floor to interventions. I recognize the distinguished delegate of the Philippines.
Esteemed delegates and guests, good day to all. Today I address you with a firm commitment to advancing sustainable development, guided by the UN Sustainable Development Goals. In the Asia-Pacific region, the Philippines embodies resilience amidst challenges, steadfastly prioritizing sustainable development. Our journey has been marked by obstacles, none more significant than the digital divide that fractures our communities, segregates opportunity, and hinders progress. In remote corners of the nation, marginalized groups continue to grapple with connectivity challenges, deprived of their fundamental right to participate in the digital age. Yet, within these challenges lies promise. Under the visionary leadership of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., our nation remains deeply committed to the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. We acknowledge the digital disparities hindering progress, aligning with SDG 4 on inclusive education and lifelong learning. With the initiatives like our eGov.ph app and the National Broadband Program, we are dedicated to bridging the digital divide in line with SDG 9 on industry and innovation. Our bold initiatives harness technology to empower citizens, and our eGov.ph app exemplifies our commitment to transparent governance. And within a few months from its launch, it already has provided more than 2 million active users with essential government services. Furthermore, our national broadband program is revolutionizing connectivity, reaching over 30 million households and 80% of the towns across more than 7,000 islands, laying the foundation for a more equitable society. Security is paramount in the digital age. Hence, our National Cybersecurity Plan safeguards our digital infrastructure and citizens' privacy, ensure a trusted and resilient cyberspace for all Filipinos, echoing SDG 16 on peace and strong institutions. In addition to these efforts, we are committed to leveraging digital innovation in every facet of our society. We will invest in digital skills development, ensuring that every Filipino has the tools and knowledge they need to thrive in the digital economy. We will harness the power of data analytics to inform evidence-based policymaking and drive greater efficiency and effectiveness in government services. Moreover, we will foster an environment that encourages innovation and entrepreneurship, providing support and resources to startups and small businesses as they harness the power of technology to drive economic growth and create jobs. We will leverage emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, blockchain, Internet of Things, to address some of the most pressing challenges, from healthcare to education to climate change and disaster resilience. We will make certain that this will progress and thus resonating with all the various SDGs. Let us unite in leveraging digital innovation for sustainable development, reaffirming our dedication to the 2030 Agenda. With this in mind, we can overcome barriers to progress through collaboration and cooperation. Together, let us seize this opportunity to build a future where no one is left behind, where prosperity and opportunity flourish for all. The Philippines stands ready to lead by example, steadfast in our commitment to realizing the vision of the 2030 Agenda. Thank you very much.
Thank you, distinguished delegate of the Philippines. I recognize the distinguished delegate of the Russian Federation.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. First of all, I would like to raise an organizational issue. Really, I would have expected the moderator to organize a real-time discussion. If you look at the room, you could look perhaps at who is raising a name card, a country card. The delegations are present in the room to take the floor and give their opinion in respect of what is being said by the panelists. This is what a round table is all about. Furthermore, on substance now, how many times have we, national delegations, been watching roundtables that are organized under the aegis of ESCAP? And frankly speaking, most of these roundtables provide no answers to the actual, really significant issues of the day, the burning issues that are of concern to member states, societies, and representatives of the private sector that are represented here. We would expect a conversation of interested parties that does not avoid touching upon perhaps touchy issues. We have heard presentations by very well-informed speakers from different ministries, organizations, representatives of the private sector. And I'm listening to all this, and I get the sense, like, when I was a child, my mother would sing a lovely lullaby to me. Everything is okay, go to sleep, little one. But not all is well. I highly respect the International Meteorological Organization, and for a long time I worked on the same theme. And I heard the very important point that was made by the representative of WMO mentioned. Science into action is a very important aspect. And it was also mentioned the theme of artificial intelligence was mentioned. Okay, AI can be useful, but why don't we raise the issue of the risks that come with the utilization of AI? What should we today, now, do to prevent those risks? involved with the utilization of AI in an irresponsible fashion. One of the presenters talked about health and healthcare and the use of ICT for healthcare. Fine. But why don't we talk about the fields that require specific attention, particularly for the member states of ESCAP, in terms of the use of state-of-the-art ICT in healthcare? There are many themes in this, within this chapter, and I'm not talking about the very tricky issues of the insertion of chips. But we need to look at all these issues so that we can be clear as to what we need to do. I found it very interesting to listen to the points made by the distinguished minister representing Bangladesh, a person of great experience. But we expect a highly experienced leader from a finance ministry to talk about such themes as accessibility of international finance to the countries that need it in the implementation or the acquisition and implementation of cutting-edge technologies. Perhaps this is relevant at the level of a particular country. Perhaps we need to be clear about the level of international assistance required. So we need to look at these things squarely. And here at ESCAP, we need to do all this so that we can understand in practical terms what needs to be done. There's the issue of transmission of technology. We're talking about ICTs here and the achievements of ICT. It's as if there's no issue at all in transmission of access to technologies. The whole problem of copyright and royalties, intellectual property. What is our conversation worth if we cannot distill from this conversation the learnings that we need to derive for our respective countries?
We are running on a really tight schedule. I'm so sorry, I apologize. And we need to move on to the next country. I recognize the distinguished delegate.
Госпожа модератор.
Madam Moderator, I take note of what you have said, and I would like to conclude my remarks. Please allow me to conclude. Please respect the name card of my country. I'm not being so emotional about this topic in a vacuum. More time needs to be given for these roundtables so that we can work on practical solutions. Thank you.
I recognize the distinguished delegate of Sri Lanka.
On behalf of the government of Sri Lanka, I wish to express my sincere appreciation for the UN ESCAP for the tireless efforts taken to leverage digital technologies through a coherent and inclusive approach to overcome sustainable development challenges during an era of rapid digital transformation in the Asia-Pacific region. To realize the potential of digital innovations to accelerate in achieving sustainable development goals, the regional cooperation could play a greater role through different ways like, number one, establishment of regional hubs. These hubs can serve as platforms for sharing knowledge and building skills on digital solutions for the SDGs. They can connect different countries, promote the exchange of best practices, and provide training programs on how to implement digital innovations. Second, support mentorship programs. Regional corporations can facilitate mentorship programs where experts from more advanced countries within the region can guide and assist others in implementing digital solutions for the SDGs. Number 3, create funding mechanisms. Regional corporations can establish funding mechanisms to support the development of digital solutions for the SDGs in countries that face challenges. This financial support can help these countries to overcome obstacles and make progress towards achieving the SDGs. Number 4, address unique challenges. It's important to recognize that countries in special situations may have specific challenges. Regional corporations can collaborate with local stakeholders to develop and implement digital solutions that are culturally appropriate and address the specific need of these countries. Number 5, ensure inclusivity. Digital solutions should be designed with inclusivity in mind. This means addressing the digital divide and making sure that marginalized populations have access to the benefit of these technologies. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, distinguished delegate of Sri Lanka. And thank you so much to all our panelists, as well as speakers from the floor, for bringing such unparalleled contributions to this important conversation. Regretfully, we have now run out of time, but I do hope discussions on this continue in the coming days. And this concludes the high-level roundtable on digital innovation for achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Thank you for your kind attention. I now hand back the meeting to you, Chair.
Thank you to all the speakers for all that very insightful remarks. I now open the floor for country statements. I would like to urge all speakers to adhere to the time limit of 5 minutes since we have a long list of speakers. I remind all delegates that the longer statements can actually be sent to the Secretariat and will be circulated. Based on the request received, the Secretariat has prepared a tentative list of speakers. And in order to maintain order and for delegations to be ready to take the floor, when I call on the speaker, I will also announce the delegation next in line. Okay, so the first speaker is His Excellency Dr. Dawood Manzoor, Vice President and Head of Planning and Budget Organization of the Islamic Republic of Iran, to be followed by Lao PDR with His Excellency Mr. Salumsei Komasith, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Lao People's Democratic Republic. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to address the 80th annual session of the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and Pacific. At the outset, I wish to thank Madam Alice Jabana, Under Secretary General of United Nations and Executive Secretary of ESCAP, for her excellent leadership to support the advancement of sustainable development in the region and for successful organization of this annual meeting. Excellencies, Iran has just initiated a long-term plan to set up its own national information network covering all parts of the country with high-quality services in different layers of the network. Fiber optic in Iran now covers 5 million households, representing a quarter of total population. However, our ambition is to increase its coverage to 20 million households in 1.5 years. The market share of Iran's digital economy is 7.5% of total GDP, but it has been planned to be doubled in the 7th five-year National Development Plan starting in 2 months. In the digital era, using new tools, platforms, methods for lifelong and continuous learning has got much more importance. Currently, 76,000 schools are connected to the National Information Network, and more than 95% of them receive free services. Iran has taken valuable steps in research and development through 149 universities and higher education centers, 50 science and technology parks, 62 creative and innovative houses, 195 incubators, business growth centers, and 350 innovation centers. Iranians use their own local digital platforms, such as e-hailing, messengers, social media, video content, e-commerce, and other online national services. On the other hand, we launched the first phase of national e-government platform that connects so far 99% of public entities with 3,000 services to promote digital governance. In addition, online authentication by artificial intelligence with high accuracy is used for government services. The new law of national data and information management has paved the way for the development of a smart government as well as provision of government data to private sector through a special framework. Excellencies, given the existing capacity in ESCAP member countries, it is supposed that on the working group on digital economy under leadership of ESCAP to take a more efficient role in first encouraging and facilitating the investment of member countries in digital economy. Second, development of digital platforms and data parks. Third, expansion of small and medium-sized digital businesses. Fourth, cooperation between startups, talents, and freelancers in digital projects. Fifth, exchange of experiences for the development of human rights in cyberspace, especially children and families' rights in the digital world according to the Global Digital Compact. And finally, developing e-commerce and regional digital markets. I wish you a very successful session. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Iran, for that statement. I now call on His Excellency, Mr. Salumsay Comasith, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs of Lao PDR, to take the podium, and this will be followed by Turkmenistan.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Executive Secretary, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, it is my privilege to deliver the national statement on the theme, Leveraging Digitalization Innovation for Sustainable Development in Asia and the Pacific, which is timely and relevant, given the pressing need to harness digitalizations for advancing sustainable development goals in our region. Excellencies, the advancements of digital innovations constitute a pivotal accelerators for achieving 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Across the globe, nations are embracing digitalization to fuel socio-economic development, ranging from production, trade, finance, education, to services, among others. However, while many countries are making significant strides in adopting digital technologies, there is still a big gap among countries. This digital divide can deepen existing inequality while also hampering access to resources and opportunity. Therefore, bridging this divide requires concerted effort in addressing barriers such as limited infrastructure, digital literacy, and affordability, ensuring that no one is left behind in this journey towards sustainable development powered by digital innovation. Recognizing this, the Lao government has embarked on its 20 years National Digital Economic Development Vision 2021-2040, including 10 years economic strategies and 5 years National Digital Economic Development Plan. These initiatives demonstrate the Lao commitment to leveraging digital technologies and innovations for economic growth, social progress, and public services over the next 2 decades. As an LDCs and LDCs, Laopedia prioritize ICT and innovation to graduate from its LDC status by 2026, in line with the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda. By aligning policies and strategies and action plans, we aim to leverage the digital economy's transformative potential to improve well-being, to leapfrog the national development, and to enhance the country's regional digital standing. The Laopedia are also working closely with the United Nations Technology Bank for least developed countries to jointly conduct its technology needs assessment. This process is crucial to clearly see the country's technology needs so as to better formulate relevant policies and actions that could accelerate the country's socio-economic development progress. Furthermore, it emphasizes the importance of mobilizing necessary support from the international community to help LDCs to bridge digital divide and leverage technologies for sustainable development. The Laopedia also supports the ASEAN Digital Master Plan 2025, which aims to accelerate digital integration across the region by enhancing connectivity, fostering innovation, promoting inclusion, and strengthening governance. In this connection, the Laopedia, as ASEAN Chair in 2024, has adopted the theme ASEAN Enhancing Connectivity and Resilience, under which one of the 9 priorities is the transition to the digital future, which aims to support ASEAN emergence as a leading digital economy, building deeper connections across ASEAN and the world. The digital divide within the region disproportionately impacts nations with limited resources. Therefore, we urge the international community to support countries with special needs. By bridging this gap, we will be able to foster inclusive development and unlock potential for sustainable growth. Together, let us forge partnership and commit resources to ensure that no one is left behind. This effort will not only uplift the development in the Laopedia, but also contribute to the realizations of our common agenda for sustainable development. Excellencies, in closing, I reaffirm the Lao government's commitment to fostering fruitful collaboration and achieving impactful outcomes. With shared dedications and collective efforts, let us strive towards harnessing the power of digital innovation to advance the sustainable development goal for our region and the world. The Laopedia stands ready to work with all stakeholders and is eager to embark on this journey together. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Lao PDR, for that statement. May I now call to the podium Turkmenistan, represented here by His Excellency Mr. Mohammed Niaz Mashalov, Ambassador of Turkmenistan in Malaysia and Permanent Representative to ESCAP, followed by Papua New Guinea. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to express our gratitude to ESCAP for inviting us to take part in this 80th session, and thank you also for the high level of its organization. We take note of the timely nature of the theme of the session. Digital innovation and technology in today's world is a major component in social economic development of our states, and it presupposes the establishment of a sharing economy, the introduction of platform solutions, and the use of the possibilities for innovation and online technologies by all participants in the economy. COVID-19 revealed the need to broaden mobile applications and all sorts of models of digitization. It proved the significance of these technologies for development and for stable, sustainable development. The introduction of digital technologies opens up new possibilities for economic development, the implementation of policies, the management of state services, and have the potential to help a better management of natural resources and the development of a circular economy. It makes it possible to achieve efficiencies and establish new forms of economic activity. I would like to point out that in recent years in Turkmenistan, we've established the necessary legal and normative base framework for digitization, for constant improvement, including in the exchange of documents and of data and electronic documents, the establishment of governmental informational resources, in particular in respect of state services. We have been implementing new methods in a range of cashless services, accounts, bank cards, transport, health, education, and other. In industry, we have been establishing new enterprises with automated technologies. We are gradually integrating digitization in the agro industry, in the banking sector. We're developing remote servicing of clients. We have developed a platform for e-commerce for suppliers of goods and services representing the private and the public sector. across the whole national economy. We're establishing departments for banking, cybersecurity to go hand in hand with those developments. As regards the development of digital services, we are working on streamlining the registration of SMEs, and since 2020 we've introduced electronic documentation and electronic tax return submissions. We've established a single portal for state governmental services, e.gov.tm, which is a fully automated single window information system. In the field of smart cities, we already have a smart city called Arkadag, which is a model example of the urban agenda under Habitat 3. We seek to develop digital literacy also through our educational system. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, if we are to achieve truly substantial results in sustainable development in Asia-Pacific, we must broaden digitization and their use, and the use of digital technologies. They are the major driver for sustained and sustainable development. I consider an increasing level of digital literacy and the promotion of appropriate attitudes in this respect will be essential for the implementation of the SDGs. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Termaki-san, for that statement. I now call on Mr. Connie Samuel, Secretary of the Department of National Planning and Monitoring of Papua New Guinea, to be followed by Samoa. Your Excellency.
Mr. Chairman, Madam Executive Secretary, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present this statement on behalf of the government and the people of Papua New Guinea to the 88th Commission of ESCAP. The Asia and the Pacific region is uniquely placed to maximize the benefits of the opportunities offered by innovative solutions and the use of digital technologies. The digital technologies in Asia and the Pacific region have tremendously transformed the economic and social development landscape in areas of education and health systems, business operations, in e-commerce platforms, with much gratitude to the advancement of modern science in our region and the world. ESCAP is commended for its role in creating and promoting many of our regional policy dialogues and exchange to advance many of our development aspirations, including the current theme on leveraging digital innovation for sustainable development in Asia and the Pacific. In light of the technological advancement, our region and the global communities over the last 7 years have made slow progress in the implementation of the SDGs, with only 12.6% achievement, as we have passed the midpoint of implementing the agenda for sustainable development. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, many would agree with me that much of SDG implementation efforts on the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development have been severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The impact of the pandemic has severely affected all aspects of our state and communities. In Papua New Guinea, the COVID-19 has brought major setbacks in children's education, health sector being stretched beyond its limits. The economy went through adverse shocks, including increase in public debt, with youth bulk being totally disillusioned, and the quality of life for majority of our people deteriorated. Overall, there's been minimal progress made to meet the SDGs during this pandemic period. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the remaining years of implementing the 2030 Agenda will require our collective efforts as a region to do better and smarter in taking advantage in leveraging the benefits of digital innovations. Given our region 60% of the total global population and with 60% of the world's GDP, this places us in an optimal position to achieve at least 50% progress by 2030. Through effective multilateral and bilateral arrangement, it is now becoming possible for us to move further in sharing these technological innovations through partnerships and collaborations in the region and to the rest of the world. The COVID-19 pandemic has brought challenges as well as opportunities within the region and around the world. One of the benefits from the pandemic has been the digital transformation in e-commerce, telemedicine, video conferencing, online teaching, financial technologies, and automation in improving financial services for businesses and consumers. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion of the UN ESCAP 80th Commission session, I would like to note that Papua New Guinea is committed in our efforts to accelerate 2030 agenda. We have launched our fourth medium-term development plan 2023 to 2027 for the country, in which we have incorporated all SDGs into the plan. We have set specific priorities, targets, and investments in supporting digital government, national statistics, and public service governance. Our sectors have been tasked to deliver on the respective sector targets so that we are on track to achieve 2030 agenda. In conclusion, let's forge strategic partnership to leverage digital technologies and scale up sustainable development across the Asia Pacific. We must bridge the financing gap for small island development states, addressing the unique vulnerabilities, and an ongoing development financing package can provide the critical support they need. So let us join forces to deliver on the ambitious promise, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development made by leaders in 2015. Together we can achieve a sustainable future at a global, regional, and national levels. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Papua New Guinea. I now call on Samoa, represented by His Excellency, Mr. Oiga Feturi Elisaya, High Commissioner of Samoa to Fiji, to be followed by Uzbekistan. Your Excellency.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished delegates, I want to place on record Samoa's gratitude to the Royal Thai government for being generous and gracious host of our 80th Commission session this week. In the same vein, Samoa is appreciative to ESCAP for providing the platform so that the members of our Asia and Pacific regions, big and small, developed and developing, resilient and vulnerable, can come together as a collective to consider problems, challenges, and obstacles that confront us, including opportunities, and find solutions that can help address these challenges and pave the way forward. True, as a region, we are so diverse in our realities and uniqueness, but no one country or sub-region has a total monopoly on good ideas, on what works and what doesn't. Hence, why Samoa and our Pacific countries value our ESCAP membership, so that we can navigate our way based on others' experience and best practice to ensure we achieve the same, if not better results. After all, we all learn from borrowed knowledge, adapted, molded, and tailored to suit our national needs and special circumstances. Importantly still, there is so much innovative and successful initiatives within our Asia-Pacific region at different levels and stages of development that we don't need to look outside our group for solutions, as most, if not all, can be found here. It's the same with some of our trusted development partners who are either members of our region or who have continuously engaged and supported ESCAP, or our members through the lows and highs of our journey. We need genuine partners to help implement our region's digital plans. Which leads me, Mr. Chairman, to respectfully raise with Madam Executive Secretary of ESCAP the need, if not currently happening, perhaps to facilitate opportunities for peer-to-peer learning and possible work attachment in the Asia group, especially for our Pacific people, so that there is capacity building by seeing, doing, and learning on the job from our other members, creating lasting circle of friends, and perhaps we can term such an initiative as a true Asia-Pacific cooperation. Mr. Chairman, Samoa as a small island developing state comes with its share of challenges, natural and man-made, including geographical isolation, limited infrastructure, cost constraints, climate vulnerability, cultural and linguistic context, and cybersecurity challenges. Thus, in the context of our session's theme, leveraging digital innovation for sustainable development, Samoa views digital technology, if utilized ethically, smartly, and funded and supported by trusted and genuine partnerships, will be nothing short of a catalyst, a facilitator, an equalizer that can help Samoa to gradually realize its people's aspiration for sustainable development. It can also provide a level playing field, allowing some committed members to leapfrog others in achieving the SDG. In our pathway for the development of Samoa, financial years 2021-22 to 2025-26, some expected outcomes include affordable access to internet usage in the whole of Samoa, improved business performance through use of ICT sectors, more efficient delivery of health, education, and business services, timely disaster response management and reconstruction efforts. Some notable progress in Samoa's digital journey so far include the National Digital ID Project, Digital Government Platform Project, the National Digital Library, the Tech Startup Support, and online registration for the 2026 general election for Samoan living overseas, which commenced this month. These initiatives demonstrate Samoa's commitment to bridging the digital divide and fostering a well-connected society. Mr. Chairman, aligning capital initiatives with SDGs, especially those related to education, health, and economic growth, requires careful planning. Despite these challenges, Samoa is committed to digital transformation, remain strong. Collaborative efforts, international partnerships, and community involvement will play a pivotal role in overcoming obstacles and any uncertainties and setbacks. The full implementation of the Samoan National Cybersecurity Strategy will allow us to better guarantee a modern cyber-safe digital economy, address cybercrime, and promote appropriate use of technology. Finally, Mr. Chairman, in the Pacific regional context, Samoa's digital policies also align well with the 9th thematic area of the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent, technology and connectivity, where the level of ambition is, and I quote, all Pacific people benefit from access to affordable, safe, and reliable land, air, and sea transport, and ICT infrastructure systems and operations, while ensuring culturally sensitive user protection and cybersecurity. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Samoa, for that statement. We now invite Uzbekistan, Mr. Anvar Mansurov, Director for E-Government Projects at Uzinfocom, Single Integrator for the Creation and Support of State Information Systems, Ministry of Digital Technologies, followed by Pakistan. You have the floor, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chairman, it is my sincere pleasure to welcome all participants to the 80th session of the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, and I would like to thank you for the opportunity to speak here. Today, the digital economy has become a key driver of global development, given the rapid transformation of all areas of human activity under the influence of digital and telecommunications technologies. Our country gives priority your attention to the development of ICT. Last year, we adopted an initiative of the President of the Republic of Uzbekistan called Strategy Uzbekistan 2030, and it envisages a number of important areas for further development of the digital economy until 2030. These are, first of all, our country's entry into the top 30 countries of the UN government E-rating, bringing the volume of exports of IT services up to $5 billion, training of at least 300,000 export-oriented specialists in promising areas. Based on the above goals, I would like to share some innovative projects that are being used in public administration and in provision of public services. First of all, the digital transformation of public services project. It is the unified portal, a single point of access to receive information and provide public services for the population and businesses. Last year alone, the unified portal of interactive public services additionally introduced more than 200 services for the population and for businesses. It made it possible to provide more than 21 million services through that portal. In general, the unified portal provides 600 types of various public services, and the total number of users exceeds 9 million. In addition, commercial organizations are also able to provide public services through their mobile applications. Secondly, organizing interdepartmental electronic interaction. It allows the provision of one of the most important principles is to receive all important information that the information systems of the government has. Last year, more than 2 billion exchanges of information were provided on more than 140 web services. Thirdly, the creation of additional convenience for citizens in obtaining information about government agencies. Based on the government portal gov.uz, we have built a unified platform of information resources of government bodies, which makes it possible through the introduction of technology to provide access to all necessary information. We must also note that in Uzbekistan is actively working to introduce advanced artificial intelligence technologies into the daily lives of citizens. In particular, firstly, the MyID biometric identification system, which was launched in 2021. The core component of MyID is a specially designed trained neural network that performs activity detection and facial recognition processes. Currently, MyID provides true identification and authentication of individuals based on their unique biometrics to and provides more than 90 services of commercial banks, payment organizations, state organizations, and provides more than 7 million services. Secondly, the Muxa voice assistance. It is the system designed for speech recognition and synthesis in Uzbek language. TTS functionality has been implemented on 10 websites of government agencies, including the single portal of interactive governance services, which would create additional services. Thirdly, the Palm identification system called MyID Palm, which was launched in 2023. It is designed to identify individuals by palm vein pattern and can be used to optimize the following services: financial and government services, biometric, etc. In conclusion, I would like to say that the successful application of new technologies is capable of financing dynamic progress towards a digital future. In this regard, we are determined to actively cooperate, share experience, and cooperate, including the expanding dialogue, implementing joint innovative projects, and forming common standards and approaches based on the best practices. Allow me to wish all participants fruitful discussions and productive work. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Uzbekistan, for that statement. May I now call on Mr. Yasir Hussain, Chargé d'Affaires and Permanent Representative of Pakistan to ESCAP, and to be followed by New Zealand.
Respected Chair, distinguished members, delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's indeed a great pleasure and privilege to address this prestigious forum and share Pakistan's perspectives on the important subject of leveraging digital innovation for sustainable development in Asia and the Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in a digital age. The use of digital technologies in governance has brought efficiency, transparency, and accountability in governance and sustainable digital economy. Pakistan is no exception in embracing digital technology and innovations for promotion of good governance. Pakistan's digital landscape has witnessed significant growth in recent years. The expansion of mobile and internet infrastructure has improved internet accessibility and reliability in urban as well as underserved areas. The rise of mobile internet, driven by affordable smartphones manufactured within Pakistan, has helped bridge the digital divide and brought the benefits of the internet to previously underserved communities. The growth of internet in Pakistan has fueled the development of a flourishing e-commerce industry and a vibrant digital economy. Online marketplaces such as Daraz and Alibaba are providing platform for businesses, in particular SMEs, to reach out to wider customer base and conduct transactions online. In terms of financial inclusion, Pakistani mobile wallet providers, Jazz Cash and Easy Pesa, are being used for multitude of online money transfers, including government disbursements of pension and social welfare payments. Ladies and gentlemen, with continued growth and greater access to digital services, Pakistan has made deliberate efforts in exploiting digital technology and innovations towards achieving sustainable development goals. Pakistan's National Digital Transformation Initiative encourages more consistent approach to use of digital technologies for good governance. The UK-Pakistan Science and Innovation Global Network, UPSIGN, was established in 2017 to address social and economic challenges, including providing solutions for clean water, energy, agriculture, and education. UPSIGN has been studying how the availability of energy and clean water in remote communities affect education, gender equality, and poverty. They are exploring solutions to provide energy to off-grid communities via affordable battery and other energy storage systems. Under Pakistan's new digital policy, avenues for international collaboration are being explored for promote research and innovation on all the SDGs. This includes the development of infrastructure promoted by national incubation centers targeting SDGs 9, industry, innovation and infrastructure, and 11, sustainable cities and communities. It will also support human resources and entrepreneurship, thereby contributing to SDGs 5, gender equality, 8, decent work and economic growth, 1, no poverty, and 4, quality education. The Smart Villages initiative in Pakistan is another example of using digital innovation for sustainable development. The initiative, supported by Federal Ministry of Information Technology and Telecommunication, Huawei, ITU, Universal Services Fund, Social Enterprises Service, Tele-Talim, and one-stop telemedicine provider Sihat Kahani aims to connect remote communities, improve access to government services, and promote financial inclusions. The initiative has been successful in providing e-learning opportunities and improving access to healthcare services in remote areas. Ladies and gentlemen, notwithstanding the efforts of the government of Pakistan, challenges remain, particularly in far-flung areas where we confront issues such as internet penetration, affordability, awareness, infrastructure, and cultural barriers. We believe that addressing these issues will not only help in promoting digital inclusion, but also contribute towards achieving sustainable development goals in Pakistan. In addition, international cooperation and experience sharing plays an important role in individual member states' endeavors towards digital inclusion and leveraging innovative technologies for achieving sustainable development goals. We are collaborating with various countries as well as organizations to complement our efforts in this undertaking. I would like to take this opportunity to extend our sincere appreciation and gratitude to our partners for their continued support and cooperation. We undertake to work diligently to scale up our efforts in addressing issues in the way of digital inclusion, in particular for marginalized segments of the society and underserved regions, and use of digital technology to help realize sustainable development goals. Thank you all for your time and patient hearing. Wishing you all a wonderful day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pakistan. We call on Ms. Abigail Poole, New Zealand Permanent Representative to ESCAP, to be followed by India, then Vietnam.
Thank you, Chair, Deputy Executive Secretary, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests. New Zealand acknowledges the critical role of digital innovation in accelerating progress towards the Sustainable Development Goals. As we have seen with the rapid digitisation of our economies and societies and the expansion of technologies like AI over the past few years, we can only expect the role of digital technologies to grow over the coming decade. This rapid growth in digital technologies and the increasing interdependence of our economies and people on these tools bring both opportunity and risk. If harnessed effectively and inclusively, new and emerging digital technologies offer an enormous and growing range of tools to tackle some of the world's most pressing development challenges. These tools can build resilience, empower current and future leaders, and ultimately support well-being by creating opportunities for communities to earn, learn, and thrive. These benefits will not be fully realised, however, without proactive, ongoing, and coordinated effort by leaders. We know this is particularly truly the case for small countries with limited resources, including many Pacific nations. We also risk leaving our most vulnerable and marginalised behind if we do not place our people's diverse needs, perspectives and aspirations at the centre of our considerations when setting global and national level policies and priorities on digital technologies. Digital tools and technology have also brought with them challenges that we must face. We must ensure that digital tools and services are trustworthy, accessible, inclusive and safe. Addressing issues like cybersecurity, cybercrime, hate speech, misinformation and disinformation are all crucial to ensuring that the benefits of these technologies are maximised. Minimising the environmental footprint of our digital infrastructure and promoting sustainable practices is also crucial as we work towards addressing our respective contributions to climate impacts. By embracing digital innovation responsibly and inclusively, we believe that we can build a more sustainable and equitable future for all. We remain committed to playing a leading role in this endeavour by supporting the development of resilient digital infrastructure and digital inclusion in developing countries in order to ensure equitable access to affordable, reliable and secure internet technology and online services. We acknowledge that digital innovation has the potential to change economies and livelihoods for communities. This is particularly true for small isolated states like those in the Pacific. We invite collaboration on this path to realising a world where people, communities, economy and environment flourish and prosper in the digital era. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, New Zealand. We call on India, Mrs. Paulomi Tripathi, Deputy Chief of Mission and Deputy Permanent Representative to ESCAP, to be followed by Vietnam.
Mr. Chair, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, good morning. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the Chair and other members of the Bureau on their election. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank ESCAP and the Kingdom of Thailand for excellent arrangements for this meeting. Mr. Chair, digital innovation has immense potential to fast-track progress towards achievement of SDGs. Recognizing their transformative potential and synergies with socioeconomic development and creating ecosystems that promote responsible innovation are vital for sustainable and resilient future. India is actively employing digital innovations across sectors to drive sustainable development. This has enabled us to leapfrog several challenges by streamlining government services and empowering people with convenient and secure digital solutions. Development and deployment of digital public infrastructure, DPI, is playing a pivotal role in India's digital transformations. India's approach to DPI is based on the foundation of open source, interoperable, and scalable technology and a sound governance framework. A layered stack of open source applications owned and maintained by different government agencies. The developers can build software using DPIs to deliver affordable and secure digital solutions. The foundational layer of India's stack is the Aadhaar program, which is a biometrically secure digital system which has provided identity verification to over 1.3 billion people. The eKYC, or Electronic Know Your Customer, leverages Aadhaar to eliminate lengthy physical paperwork for verifying customer identities, giving them faster access to financial services. The financial inclusion program of the government, known as Jan Dhan Yojana, is based on integrating digital ID with the financial system. This has brought over 500 million people into the banking system. Over 55% of these account holders are women, and over 66% of the accounts are in rural and in semi-urban areas. The Unified Payments Interface, or UPI, has revolutionized digital payments in India, further driving financial inclusion. This is a real-time payment system that leverages Aadhaar as a base layer. In the fiscal year 23-24, UPI has processed 130 billion financial transactions worth over $2 trillion. Digital innovation in India, however, is not restricted just to the financial sector. It is driving transformative changes in many other areas. Innovative digital solutions such as COVID Vaccine Intelligence Network, known as CoWIN, and Arogya Setu app revolutionized vaccine delivery and facilitated targeted response during the pandemic. Digital innovations are being used to streamline procedures and improve accessibility, affordability, and inclusiveness of healthcare as part of Ayushman Bharat digital mission. Efforts are underway to further integrate stakeholders in the healthcare ecosystem for greater efficiency in delivery of patient-centric services. Prime Minister's e-Vidya initiative integrates various digital and online educational resources. A wide range of courses are available on digital platforms free of cost, including specialized e-content for students with special needs. Digital innovation is increasingly vital in disaster management. Digital technologies are being used to monitor river levels, rainfall data, and weather forecasts. Common alerting protocol-based integrated alert system has been initiated for dissemination of geo-targeted early warnings across India. Under India's presidency last year, G20 digital economy ministers reached a consensus on how to effectively shape DPI as an accelerator for SDGs. This was groundbreaking, as for the first time a description of DPI has been adopted by a group of countries. Public benefit, trust, and transparency are recognized as key aspects of DPI. By design, India's DPI is built for it to be accessible for adoption, reuse, and replication by others. This bears testament to India's readiness to share experiences and expertise from its digital journey with other countries. In conclusion, ESCAP's efforts in empowering governments, businesses, and communities, and to harness full potential of digital technologies for sustainable development are commendable. India remains committed to extend full support to these endeavors. I thank you.
Thank you very much, India, for that statement. May I now invite Mrs. Bui Thi Hue, Minister, Counselor, Embassy of the Socialist Republic of Vietnam in the Kingdom of Thailand, to be followed by Turkey.
Thank you. Kính thưa Ngài Chủ tịch, thưa các quý vị đại biểu, chuyển đổi số và cách mạng công nghệ 4.0, xu thế toàn cầu tất yếu, không thể đảo ngược và là yêu cầu khách quan đối với sự phát triển của mỗi quốc gia. Thực tế cho thấy, việc thực hiện SDG trên phạm vi toàn cầu ở khu vực châu Á-Thái Bình Dương hiện nay là quá chậm. Do đó, đòi hỏi cộng đồng quốc tế phải nỗ lực mạnh mẽ hơn.
Acknowledging the importance of digital innovation for sustainable development, Vietnam has been fiercely implementing many policies to take advantage of digital technology and innovation. We have issued the National Strategy on Digital Transformation, and we've been investing heavily in developing ICT, supporting startups and digital innovation initiatives. With our experience, we would like to highlight some lessons and propose priorities to further advance digital innovation in support of the SDGs. First, there needs to be participation with high determination of the entire political system in a synchronous and flexible management manner, a drastic implementation plan with clear identification of priorities and focuses. And second, it is vital to build a legal framework for innovation and entrepreneurship with the relevant budget to strengthen youth and women-owned entrepreneurship. Third, we need to promote educational programs that focus on upgrading vital skills. And fourth is to strengthen international cooperation in various areas, including technology transfer, international laws, regional mechanisms related to new technologies, knowledge and practical experience sharing. I believe that the United Nations and ESCAP have a leading role to play in digital innovation efforts for sustainable development by coordinating international and regional actions to promote digital innovation with the support of ESCAP's regional organizations. Vietnam, on its part, is ready to contribute to the review and development of policies and strategies of the United Nations, as well as the implementation of digital innovation. Vietnam looks forward to contributing to global efforts in this respect. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Yenan, for that intervention. We now invite Ms. Ayse Melika Yildiz Ersen, Second Secretary and Deputy Permanent Representative of Turkey to ESCAP, to be followed by Georgia.
Thank you. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, due to another engagement of Ambassador Serap Ersoy, I will be making Turkey's country statement on her behalf as the Deputy Permanent Representative. In this rapidly evolving technological era, we stand at the nexus of digital innovation and sustainable development. The intersection of these two realms represent us with unprecedented opportunities and also challenges that require urgent and collective action. Digital tools and technologies hold the key to accelerating progress towards sustainable development goals. We must leverage these tools to navigate the complexities of attaining the SDGs and facilitate inclusive decision-making processes. Embracing digital governance enhances transparency, efficiency, and citizen engagement, paving the way for more responsive and inclusive governance structures. Digital platforms also serve as bridges between policymakers and the public, fostering informed societies. Turkey actively employs digital technologies in providing government services to its citizens. Over 96% of the Turkish population over the age of 15 are active users of the e-government platform, where they can easily and safely access over 8,000 government services online, from acquiring a copy of their transcript to getting an appointment for vaccination during the COVID-19 pandemic. Excellencies, as we embrace digital transformation, we must also ensure international cooperation to promote innovation, economic growth, and equitable access to its benefits. Turkey acknowledges the importance of digital transformation in achieving the SDGs and reaffirms its commitment to promoting international development discussions. We stand ready to contribute further to a future that fosters innovation and empowerment for all. In particular, we aim to be at the forefront of global initiatives in managing the exponentially growing artificial intelligence sector, advancements in which can open new horizons for human development, while also carrying the risk of increasing inequalities and raising new concerns about individual freedoms and national security. We will continue to contribute to international efforts in regulating the AI. Distinguished delegates, as one of the co-chairs of the group of friends of the least developed countries at the UN, Turkey is the host and the biggest donor of the UN Technology Bank for least developed countries. Since its establishment in 2018, the bank has been instrumental in strengthening the science, technology, and innovation capacity of the LDCs, empowering them to build sustainable, productive capacities. By facilitating access to cutting-edge technologies and fostering knowledge exchange, the bank has enabled the LDCs to overcome barriers to sustainable development and unlock their full potential. We encourage ESCAP members to support and collaborate with the bank to this end, and together we can harness the power of technology to build a brighter and more sustainable future for all. Distinguished participants, digital innovation offers immense opportunities to address environmental challenges and promote sustainable development. By harnessing advanced technologies, we can monitor, analyze, and mitigate environmental impacts while empowering individuals to engage actively in environment conservation efforts. However, to realize the full potential of digital innovation, we must bridge the digital divide and ensure inclusivity at all levels. This requires addressing inequalities between urban and rural areas, the gender gap, and also other digital divides to ensure equal access and opportunities for all. Moreover, we must integrate principles of green transition, renewable energy, and eco-friendly practices into our digital solutions to promote sustainability. As we strive to achieve the SDGs, it is also crucial that we prioritize human-centered approaches to digital innovation. Digital literacy, connectivity, and digital skills development are essential to ensure that no one is left behind in the digital age. We also recognize that digital transformation requires significant investment in infrastructure, connectivity, and digital literacy efforts. It is essential that we develop innovative financing solutions and collaborate to ensure equitable deployment of digital innovation. In this vein, we welcome the team resolution of this year's Commission session, sponsored by Mongolia and co-sponsored by Kazakhstan, and finalized with the active participation of ESCAP members. In conclusion, we are at a pivotal moment for digital innovation. With vision, leadership, and global cooperation, we can harness the power of digital technologies to build fair, inclusive, and sustainable future for all. Let us work together towards this common goal, guided by the SDGs, and leave no one behind. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ersen, for that statement from Turkey. We now call on Mr. George Shoshitashvili, Counselor for Georgia, to take the floor, to be followed by Azerbaijan.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, dear distinguished guests, Your Excellencies, at the outset, I should note that it is my honor and great privilege to address the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific today. As a representative of Georgia, which is deeply committed to sustainable development through progress and innovation, I am proud to share our national perspectives with you. Distinguished colleagues, Georgia has long recognized the importance of knowledge-based, innovation-driven, and private sector-oriented economic development. One of the key areas where Georgia has fully embraced digital innovations is governance and public services, especially to tackle various challenges in order to improve the lives of our citizens. Through initiatives such as e-government platforms and digitalization of administrative processes, we have enhanced efficiency, transparency, and accessibility in our public institutions. The Georgian Public Service Hall is a pioneering initiative in public service delivery that has significantly transformed the way citizens interact with the government. The goals of the Public Service Hall are to provide customers with high-quality services of state and private institutions through one-stop shop principle, to promote public services development, and to offer various and innovative services to customers. More than 20,000 customers, including local and as well as foreign citizens, visit more than 100 public service hall branches throughout Georgia on daily basis. Customers have access to more than 470 public services in one space. Georgia is leveraging digital technologies to promote economic growth and innovation. We have invested in building a vibrant startup ecosystem, fostering entrepreneurship, and attracting foreign investment in the tech sector. In 2014, Georgia's Innovation and Technology Agency was established, which gave a strong push to the expansion of Georgia's innovation ecosystem. It set the stage for the establishment of innovation support institutions all over the country. The goal of the agency is to foster the development of the national innovation ecosystem, offering various types of supporting mechanisms to the community, including infrastructure, access to mentorship, access to finance, community development, and tech education. Georgia is positioning as a regional hub in innovation and technology entrepreneurship, attracting more international IT companies, startups, and experts. Moreover, the flexible tax regime prepared by the Georgian government, where profit and income taxes are each reduced to 5% for international IT companies, led to the entrance of more than 120 global IT companies in the country. Your Excellencies, I would like to use this opportunity to inform this distinguished auditorium about the successful reforms and plans of my government. The government of Georgia has conducted successful reforms, which have been duly reflected in the international rankings. Reforms have established a liberal, stable, secure, and corruption-free business environment, which turned Georgia into an attractive country for investing. Our expectation is that integration with the world's liberal markets will significantly increase country's attractiveness as a valuable investment destination. Georgia's free trade agreements with the EU, EFTA, and CIS countries, China, Turkey, and the United Arab Emirates further enhance our emerging status as a regional hub. Georgia, positioned as a natural bridge at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, is transforming day by day into a multidimensional regional hub. My government has invested significantly in modernizing infrastructure, enhancing connectivity, and fostering efficient trade routes. Georgian government is heavily investing in large-scale infrastructure projects. The development of port infrastructure, including the Anakle deep-sea port, is a priority to ensure our competitiveness. This Greenfield PPP project will create a state-of-the-art deep-sea port on the eastern coast of the Black Sea. Upon completion of all phases of development, the Anakle deep-sea port is expected to have the capacity to handle 100 million tons of cargo. Georgia, as a candidate member state of the European Union and a member of the European Energy Community, supports and shares EU's principles and targets, and has clearly expressed its intention to connect to the single energy market of the EU via the implementation of Black Sea submarine cable project between South Caucasus region and the European Union. The Black Sea submarine cable project aims to connect South Caucasus region directly to the Eastern Europe via submarine cable crossing the Black Sea. Your Excellencies, as you may be aware, since 2015, Georgia is organizing the high-level Silk Road Forum biannually, and last year in October, Tbilisi hosted the Silk Road Forum 2023, attended by more than 2,000 delegates from 60 countries. The forum covered transport, trade-related issues, digital connectivity, and many more. With the participation of high-level political officials, we also had very active business engagement. In conclusion, I would like to underline that Georgia is ready to play its role as a regional hub of energy transit, freight transportation, and digital interconnections, and we remain committed to leveraging digital innovations as a driver of sustainable development. We believe that by harnessing the power of technology, we can overcome existing challenges, unlock new opportunities, and build a better future for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgia. We call on Azerbaijan, Mr. Emil Amanov, Second Secretary of the Consular Department, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to be followed by Palau.
Mr. Chair, dear delegates, first of all, allow me to congratulate you, Mr. Chair, on your assumption as a chairperson of this session, and I am confident that under your leadership this session will complete its proceedings successfully. And I would like to express my gratitude to ESCAP and the government of Thailand for the hospitality and excellent arrangement of this commission. Dear delegates, the last reports released by ESCAP demonstrate that the Asia-Pacific has emerged as a world's fastest growing region over the past. On the other hand, this dynamic development has been accompanied by rising inequality. Such trend has posed significant challenge to realizing SDGs within the set timeline. Azerbaijan attaches great importance to promoting cooperation with countries of ESCAP region and look forward to deepening this integration with our existing partners. The government of Azerbaijan has initiated a number of big projects in the field of energy, transport, and information and communication technologies, which are aimed at strengthening existing economic ties in our region. Located on strategic crossroads of East and West, Azerbaijan is open to new potential initiatives for expansion of interregional energy connectivity and bringing Central Asia closer to Europe energy architecture. Here I should underline the project like Baku-Tbilisi-Ceyhan oil pipeline, Baku-Tbilisi-Erzurum gas pipeline, and Southern Gas Corridor, which stand as a genuine symbol of genuine spirit of regional cooperation. The policy of diversification of the economy is one of the important elements for every country, especially rich with oil and gas, and being a landlocked developed country, Azerbaijan with a developed transport and logistical infrastructure participate actively in regional projects such East-West, North-South, and North-West. Dear delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Azerbaijan takes necessary steps to leverage digital innovation for sustainable development in our region. Azerbaijan extends its digital strategy to a broader regional level. A pivotal example of this approach is the Trans-Caspian fiber optic cable project. The project has been launched to line a backbone fiber optic cable between the Republic of Azerbaijan and Central Asia Republic through the bottom of the Caspian Sea. In parallel, we decided to start with the provision of high-speed broadband connectivity infrastructure across Azerbaijan, because we believe that the creation of innovative ecosystems starts with the connectivity of every family. And in order to achieve this goal, we launched online Azerbaijan project. With all above-mentioned advancement in infrastructure development, we are able to initiate smart cities and village projects which are under implementation, and the main goal is to transform our traditional cities into technological advancement smart cities and ensure their long-term sustainability. At the same time, we understand that the rapid development of information technologies and acceleration of digital process have resulted in an increased cyber threats and cyber attacks at a global level. By the order of the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, the strategy of the Republic of Azerbaijan on information security and cyber security for 2023 and 2027 was adopted. The strategy outlined the country's primary objective, principal directions, and priority tasks in the sphere of information security and cyber security. At the same time, development of human capital is necessary for us in this field. Therefore, we announced the scholarship program, the TechNest program, for development of IT specialists in our republic. It's worth to mention, according to the latest global security index reports of International Telecommunication Union, Azerbaijan improved its position in comparison to previous ranking by 8 pillars. Dear delegates, we are also committed to meeting SDGs in order to harmonize national development policy with 2030 agenda. The Coordination Council headed by Deputy Prime Minister was created, and in Economic and Social Council held in 2021, Azerbaijan presented its third voluntarily national reports. Distinguished delegates, at the same time, taking into account our commitment to SDGs, Azerbaijan attached great importance to the issue of combating climate change and make an effort to take collective action to reduce its negative consequence. So the 2024 years declared the Green World Solidarity Year in Azerbaijan. And just for your information, it's not coincidence that the 29th session of Conference of the Parties of UN Framework Convention on Climate Change, known as COP29, will be held as it's the most prestigious international event in the world. This year will be held in Baku, in Azerbaijan, by unanimous decision of all countries. Distinguished delegates, as we all know that economic and social stability and sustainability inside the country can be fully provided if you have more or less predictable situation beyond your border. And therefore, our intention always was to initiate the projects and to participate in them, which will bring benefit to countries, to people, which will increase predictability, stability in our region, and of course create an equal opportunity for all of the people live in our region. In conclusion, we do believe that ESCAP will play an active role in promoting cooperation in the region to address existing challenge and coordinate joint effort of our member states for the benefits of this region as a whole. I thank you all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Amadov, for that kind compliment. And I'd now like to request Ms. Rolene Ronnie, microeconomist from the Ministry of Finance of Palau, to be followed by Hong Kong.
Honorable Chair, Excellencies, distinguished delegates, Ali and warm greetings from Palau. I'm honored to represent Palau and share our commitment to digital innovation for sustainable development. Palau recognizes the transformative impact of technology and actively participates in initiatives aimed at improving our economic and social landscape. Despite our limited resources compared to more technologically advanced countries, we are committed to adopting practical and sustainable technological solutions. Significant progress has been made toward improving digital connectivity, which is critical for modernizing our economy and connecting our people globally. Since the installation of our first submarine cable in 2017, and with upcoming launch of a second cable, we have laid the foundation for robust internet access. This is complemented by the development of a 5G technology, improving the speed and reliability of mobile network services across Palau. The advancement in digital connectivity support our efforts in the digital government sector, where we are transforming the delivery of public services and initiatives such as electronic health management system, educational platform for tracking academic progress, and a single window platform for facilitating online transactions like custom forms and tax filing are making public services more accessible and efficient. Parallel to this effort, we are dedicated to cultivating a strong digital economy that broadens market access for local businesses, especially small and medium-sized enterprises. We support entrepreneurs with training and mentorship and are developing a multi-service digital platform that expands digital services. A notable initiative within this framework is the current development of a stablecoin, which is set to reduce transaction costs and improve the security of payments. Access to digital tools and the ability to use them effectively are fundamental to fostering an innovative digital society in Palau. Our educational strategies are geared towards improving digital literacy by equipping schools across both rural and urban areas with the necessary technology and ensuring that all students have digital devices. The integration of online learning tools and the expansion of remote learning programs serve as pillars for making education accessible and inclusive for all. Additionally, we are investing in teacher training programs and improving programming skills among students to ensure they are prepared to contribute to and benefit from our digital society. The increase in digital services heightens the need to protect the rights of users and secure our online environment. We are actively developing a legislative framework and a cybersecurity strategy that not only meet international standards but also cater to our unique needs. This strategic framework safeguards personal and business data, supports secure transactions, and fosters confidence in the use of digital services. Finally, at the international level, engaging with global partners to strengthen our technological capabilities is crucial. We are thankful to ESCAP for providing a platform that allows us to share experiences and learn from the advancement of others. This engagement allows us to refine our strategies and adopt innovative practices that are applicable within our context. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ronnie from Palau. I now invite Hong Kong, China, Mr. Lam Chun-Hwa, Parson, Director of the Hong Kong Economic and Trade Office in Bangkok.
Your Excellency, the Chairman, Executive Secretary, and distinguished delegates. Hong Kong, China has all along been an active participant in the collective efforts, both regionally and globally, to contribute to the full implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. To this end, we have spared no effort in fostering the development of digital innovations in our city through, for example, digital finance, digital technologies, government technology, and Internet of Things. As an international financial center, Hong Kong, China is a pioneer in developing green finance. Leveraging our influential financial services and our mature financial markets, we are able to channel capital towards climate resilient projects to meet their funding requirements and to facilitate the development of green initiatives. For example, we successfully issued digital green bonds totaling around 6 billion Hong Kong dollars equivalent under our government's green bond program 2 months ago in February. This is the world's first multi-tranche digitally native green bonds. In addition, we implement a range of measures to foster the integration of green finance and technology across various fronts. One of the key initiatives in the Green and Sustainable FinTech Proof of Concept Subsidy Scheme to be launched later this year. This scheme will provide early-stage funding support for the pre-commercialization of green tech innovations and promote the development of technology-powered solutions. Hong Kong, China is also keen to facilitate enterprises to utilize green tech in making sustainability disclosures. For example, we have recently collaborated with the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology to develop greenhouse emission calculation and estimation tools to empower small and medium-sized enterprises to calculate and manage their environmental impact and to encourage market participants to improve their sustainability practices. Besides digital finance, Hong Kong, China is also fully devoted to the development of advanced digital technologies, innovation solutions, be they energy-saving technologies or new materials for eco-friendly products, would transfer, reduce, or even rationalize our environmental impacts. In fact, Hong Kong, China also has strong research capabilities to support the development of green technologies. Our Science and Technology Park and our Cyber Park are home to around 200 green technology companies, including some that are equipped with globally competitive technologies. Our government is also taking the lead in improving our efficiency, effectiveness, accessibility, and transparency of public services through digitalization of government services. From this year, we will launch over 100 of digital government initiatives to promote digital government and the smart city. These projects include issuing and verifying certain licenses and certificates electronically by using the blockchain technology, enhancing security in public cargo areas by employing the artificial intelligence technology, developing smart search and rescue mobile applications, and enhancing the government's inquiry services through artificial intelligence. Developing smart hospitals is also the key strategy to optimize our public healthcare system. We support our healthcare professionals in the public sector by providing high-quality services to their patients with technology, such as the 5G remote diagnosis and treatment technology and smart robots. Regarding the Internet of Things, we have launched a pilot program on smart recycling systems since 2020 to test the local application of smart recycling devices connected with IoT technology with a view to enhancing the efficiency of community recycling services. Looking ahead, Hong Kong, China will continue to develop ourselves as a hub for digitally driven innovations to accelerate the sustainable development. We will strive to facilitate the development of digital innovation platforms and build the socio-technical competencies and cultivate an environment that fosters the growth of digital innovation with a will to supporting the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lam from Hong Kong, China. We now would like to invite to the podium Mr. Liu Zhiping, Deputy Secretary General of the Asia Pacific Telecommunity, to be followed by the International Atomic Energy Agency. Mr. Liu.
So thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to speak on behalf of Asia Pacific Telecommunity, APT in short, on the topic of leveraging digital innovation for sustainable development in Asia Pacific. As we are all aware, ICT is increasingly becoming an integral part of the world. Well, it is important not only for our work and life, most of all, it's important as a key driver for our social and economic development in a broad perspective. In this sense, we do feel that the topic chosen for this session is really important and relevant. APT was founded in 1979 with the joint initiative of ESCAP and ITU with broad membership, as of now, of 38 member states, 4 associate members, and 139 affiliate members, which means industry members. As an intergovernmental organization on ICT development in our region, our mission is to promote ICT development together with our members in the region where we are witnessing both rapid ICT development and widening digital divide at the same time. Innovation is always the key to ICT development, and it has been incorporated as one of the strategic pillars of APT in our strategic plan since 2014. Therefore, guided by this strategic goal and through our various work programs on policy, regulation, capacity building, and regional coordination, APT has been playing a proactive role in promoting the development and adoption of the new and emerging technologies, including IoT, artificial intelligence, and 5G, etc. This year marks the 45th anniversary of APT. To move ahead, APT's strategic plan for the next 3 years underscores our commitment to accelerating telecommunication ICT development to support the digital transformation of economic and societies, and to foster a connected, inclusive, safe, and sustainable telecommunication ICT environment in which digital innovation is one of the key enablers. Asia Pacific has been one of the most dynamic regions for ICT development, which is driven by digital innovation. As we explore the subject on digital innovation, we believe it requires a strategic and coordinated approach in the following 3 perspectives: policy harmonization, policy should be harmonized across countries and different sectors in order to create an overarching and favorable enabling environment. Number two, public partnership. We believe that cooperation between multi-stakeholders, governments, industry, academia, civil society is crucial. By working together, we're able to co-create solutions for inclusive and sustainable development. Number three, youth empowerment. And we do recognize the importance to empower our youth with knowledge, skills, and opportunities to prepare them better to play an active part in future. To conclude, we highly appreciate the important role of ESCAP in this very important direction, and we also fully recognize the synergy and the interplay between APT and ESCAP. So we look forward to a closer cooperation in order to harnessing the benefits of ICT and digital innovation for sustainable development in our region. Thank you.
Thank you very much, APT and Mr. Liu. So we'd like to now invite Mr. Liu Hua, Deputy Director General and Head of the Department of Technical Cooperation of the International Atomic Energy Agency, to be followed by Eurasian Development Bank. Mr. Liu.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of International Atomic Energy Agency, I extended my heartfelt congratulations to ESCAP on its 80th anniversary. Today, I would like to highlight how the IAEA, guided by Atom for Peace and Development motto, is actively leveraging digital innovation to contribute to sustainable development in Asia and the Pacific region through the key initiative and regional approaches. The nuclear energy as a clean energy provided 1/3 of the world's low-carbon electricity, which is essentially for powering digital technology and achieving climate change. Additionally, global innovation like a digital control system and artificial intelligence are integral to the operation of nuclear power plant. The IAEA value digital technology, applying it to scale up projects and share knowledge across various areas like health, agriculture, and climate change, and contribute to at least 9 of 17 Sustainable Development Goals through our technical cooperation program. Each year, cancer is the cause to around 5 million deaths in the Asia-Pacific region. In 2022, IAEA launched the Rays of Hope initiative to address the shortage of cancer care capacity. Digital innovation in the form of telemedicine and remote tumor boards is helping to address this shortage. The IAEA is also advancing digitalization by developing e-learning tools, resource database, and guidelines such as the Directory of Radiotherapy Center, the world's most comprehensive database on radiotherapy resource. New Tech Plastic, another IAEA flagship initiative, addressing the global challenge of plastic pollution by promoting improved plastic recycling and supporting the monitoring of marine environment using nuclear technique. Over 10 countries in this region are participating in the recycling components of the initiative. The Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia are pilot countries, and the initiative is moving from the research to the development phase. An IAEA digital platform is being developed to boost collaboration among stakeholders in plastic waste management. Nuclear technologies such as plant mutation breeding and food irradiation have significantly contributed to the agriculture and livestock productivities, food safety, and agriculture adaptation of climate change. In 2023, the IAEA jointly with the FAO launched a new initiative, Atom for Food, to offer tailored solutions to address food insecurity affecting over 300 million people in the region. IAEA believes that integration of nuclear technique and the digital technology will unlock the potential of this initiative. The IAEA is committed to promoting South-South cooperation and the triangular cooperation, amplifying these through regional approaches. The Regional Cooperation Agreement on Nuclear Science and Technology for Asia and the Pacific has facilitated the formulation of a radiation oncology network engaging radiotherapy professionals across 19 countries from mutual support among member states. Furthermore, digital technology play a vital role in reducing travel to remote areas without compromising the effectiveness of capacity building. It's an essential component in our sub-regional approach to the Pacific Islands, which provided a tailored solution to the unique food, health, and safety challenge facing small islands. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, the IAEA looks forward to strengthening its collaboration with ESCAP and other partners to deliver impactful program and initiative. By leveraging digital innovation, we aim to foster the SDGs, particularly in the least developing countries and the small island developing countries, ensuring a more secure, inclusive, and resilient future of the Asia and the Pacific region. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much to the International Atomic Energy Agency. We now call on Mr. Dennis Ilin, Senior Managing Director of Eurasian Development Bank, to be followed by the United Nations Environment Program. Mr. Ilin.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chair, distinguished participants of the 80th session of ESCAP, ladies and gentlemen. The Eurasian Development Bank is a multilateral development bank founded by 6 country members, namely Armenia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, and Tajikistan. As most of the Eurasian Development Bank's stockholders are members of ESCAP, we share common objectives in promoting the socio-economic development of our countries, raising living standards, addressing pressing environmental issues, and achieving national sustainable development goals. Our bank strategy for 2022-2026 period pays special attention to the countries of Central Asia and Caucasus. In particular, the bank is focusing on the implementation of major infrastructure projects aimed at enhancing connectivity across the region and beyond, promoting the efficient and balanced use of water and energy, addressing food security issues in Central Asia, and navigating the challenges related to fostering digital technology and innovation for Eurasia. Eurasian Development Bank believes that digital innovation and reduction of digital gap across our country members is one of the key areas of our activities and should be. We consider digital gap to be a key barrier for efficient economic integration and trans-border cooperation. It also has very negative impact on the region's transition to paperless trade and multilateral digital projects, including digitalization of transport and logistics. Digital gaps also make regional states concentrate on less ambitious and short-term social and economic projects. It drives lack of access to the best digital solution, and it makes countries and companies uncertain about entering global markets, and eventually it jeopardizes its potential meet of national sustainable goals. Meeting these challenges and fostering regional economic integration requires digitalization and alignment of digital development in the following priority areas, as we believe. Digital solutions for public governance, digital solution for labor market and labor migration, smart cities, digital solutions for ecology, environmental protection and energy, digital solutions for data circulation and protection, paperless circulation of legal and trade documents. Now, when the digitalization is becoming the main instrument and a major resource for further sustainable growth, we believe we need to highlight the importance of working through small and medium enterprises, which are the leading beneficiaries of reduction of a digital gap and with access to best international solutions. Best digital solutions give them access to cost reduction tools, make SMEs more competitive in national and regional markets. I'm delighted to inform you that Eurasian Development Bank is actively working with United Nations partners to support the implementation of projects which include two important components: reducing the digital divide and supporting sustainable development. To name a few, the first project which we're at the moment implementing in cooperation with UNIDO is support of a digital transformation of small and medium-sized enterprises in Armenia. Another good example would be digitalization of special economic zones in Tajikistan. I would like to underline that Eurasian Development Bank is eager to broaden our cooperation with United Nations ESCAP and our UN bodies, as well as with international banks and partners, leveraging digital innovation and supporting sustainable economic growth of our member states. We believe that a special area which requires special attention is water deficit and efficient use of water in Central Asia, which is a growing problem. The promotion of digitalization of, for example, water metering system in the Republic of Kazakhstan is a potential area for such partnership and cooperation. The government of Kazakhstan is currently planning a project to digitalize 3,500 kilometers of irrigation network, and it definitely needs some financial support. Just only this project will save 0.6 cubic kilometers of water per year, and if multiplied across the region, it will save up to 4 cubic kilometers of water each year. The digitalization of water metering system is one of the important directions in the region's preparation for permanent water scarcity, which our analytical research estimates to be as high as 12 cubic kilometers each year by 2028. Another project in Kazakhstan would be interactive geo-information platform for water resources. It will provide central and regional governments with full access to digitized information on water resources, giving them better tools for managing resources and reducing water waste. As the issue is important for other countries in the region, this project, once implemented in Kazakhstan, can be rolled out as best practice to other countries in the region. Finally, I would like to mention that Eurasian Development Bank has got the Fund for Digital Initiatives, which has a main objective to assist our country members in developing digital transformation tools and practices. The fund does it through integrating the information resources and participating in development and financing of projects, including those implemented under Eurasian Economic Union's digital agenda, with main instruments being grants, loans, equity participation, whichever is required for the project. Distinguished participants, on behalf of Eurasian Development Bank, we invite collaboration to mobilize financial resources and global and local expertise to tackle regional problems and to tackle digital gap together. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Eurasian Development Bank. We now invite the United Nations Environment Program, represented by Mr. Jonathan Hillman, Officer in Charge and Deputy Regional Director, to be followed by the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. Mr. Hillman.
Thank you, Chair. UNEP welcomes the focus of this year's Commission on leveraging digital innovation for sustainable development in Asia Pacific. The ministerial declaration from the recent UN Environment Assembly meeting held in Nairobi in February this year highlighted the importance of leveraging digital transformation to support sustainable economies. And I would like to highlight now 3 areas where digital innovation can help to accelerate environmental sustainability. Firstly, digital technologies can help to paint a true picture of the sustainability of our supply chains and risks to our economy. As companies and governments develop plans to reduce emissions, protect nature, and reduce pollution, accurate and real-time data enables the development of science-based and measurable strategies. We can use digital technologies such as Earth observation and AI to generate environmental intelligence about the key risks to our economies. And this is critical given that presently less than 60% of the environmental indicators across the SDGs can be measured globally or in our region. Secondly, we can use digital technologies to align capital with sustainability. As digital transformation spreads to all corners of global financial markets, it will become easier, cheaper, and more seamless to integrate environmental and climate considerations into costing models, risk assessments, and due diligence. This will help the financial sector to step up in the transition to low-carbon portfolios and compare the environment, social, and governance performance of different companies and sectors. And it will also help to fight against the greenwashing by companies by bringing transparency, benefiting people and the planet in the long run. Thirdly, we can use digital technologies to influence consumer choices on sustainability. 2 billion consumers are now on e-commerce platforms and 4 billion people are connected on social media. We can use digital platforms and algorithms to help make sustainability the preferred choice. I would like to end by highlighting the Coalition for Digital Environmental Sustainability, also known as CODES, which is supported by UNEP. This coalition aims to help prioritize the application of digital technologies to meet the 2030 agenda and address the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution by embedding sustainability into all aspects of digitalization. This includes building inclusive processes to define the standards and governance frameworks for digital sustainability, allocating the necessary resources, and identifying opportunities to reduce the risks from digitalization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hillman of the United Nations Environment Program. We now invite Ms. Catherine Clarkson, head of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, Country Cluster Delegation for Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, and Vietnam, and permanent observer to the ESCAP, to the podium, to be followed by the Soroptimis International. Ms. Clarkson.
Thank you, Chair. Your Excellencies, distinguished participants, on behalf of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies and our 52 Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies in Asia Pacific, we welcome the opportunity to strengthen efforts in the region to leverage digital innovation for the accelerated implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The Asia-Pacific region is continuing to face an increase in disasters and protracted crises, exacerbated by climate change, resulting in far-reaching impacts, particularly for the most vulnerable and marginalised, and inhibiting progress towards achieving the SDGs. The most vulnerable people are also the same ones that have been excluded by the digital divide. Their lack of access to technology significantly limiting their ability to receive early warning information about imminent disasters and adequately preparing themselves, directly increasing the risk of loss of life and livelihoods. Technology and digital innovation is also essential for people to access humanitarian assistance wherever they are. Ensuring digital connectivity for communities or people on the move will bolster the speed of and dignity of humanitarian assistance, ultimately saving more lives. The IFRC is focused on digitally transforming to enhance the relevance, speed, quality, and accessibility of humanitarian services for those in need, using the unique position of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies to connect directly with communities. The use of drones to deliver relief supplies, biometrics to provide health services to undocumented migrants, phone applications to request demand-driven disaster assistance in remote areas are a few examples. We urge governments and partners to increase focus on bridging the digital divide to more effectively reach those communities at higher risks of disasters. Our collective investment in improved and affordable digital capabilities will assist people to receive and respond to early warning information more effectively, which is necessary if we are to ensure all people can access early warning information by 2027. In closing, I would like to take the opportunity to invite you all to discuss this further during our side event on Thursday, organised in collaboration with the Thai Red Cross Society, the Thai Ministry of Health and ITU to promote the utilisation of digital technologies for humanitarian assistance. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Clarkson. of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. We now invite Soroptimis International, Ms. Teresa Devasahayam, to come up to the podium, to be followed by the Muslim World League.
Mr. Chair, Excellencies, and distinguished delegates, thank you in particular to the ESCAP Secretariat for this opportunity to make this statement. The transformative effects of digitalization permeate our lives. Digitalization drives economic growth, enables better use of resources, supports access to services, brings people together, and facilitates greater flexibility and openness when providing education. In the Philippines, the pandemic shut schools and forced teachers to turn to technology. But it was a lack of internet connectivity which made it impossible for many, especially students from the poorer rural households, to attend classes. This was exacerbated by the cost of accessing the internet and the lack of technological devices such as tablets and laptops. Soroptimis International works at the ground level through hundreds of projects worldwide. Most focus on education with a view of empowering and enabling girls. In the Philippines, the Access to Education Project, or ATE, established in 2022, awarded small grants to 85 tertiary level female TVET students from lower income families to enable them to access digital platforms and acquire electronic devices without adding a burden on their family coffers. Beyond tackling affordability issues, the ongoing ATE project is important for another reason. Acquiring digital skills through accessing education online means that young female graduates are better positioned to compete with their male counterparts in the changing job market, thereby closing the gender gap in the skilled labor force. As the world surges forward in this digital age, ensuring an equal playing field for male and female students is paramount. Only then can we speak about a development agenda that is gender inclusive and truly rights-based. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Soroptimis International. We now invite Mr. Abdul Rahman Muhammad Amin Al-Khayat, Director of the Muslim World League Office in Indonesia and General Supervisor of the Centers and Offices in Asia and Australia, to take the podium, to be followed by ESCAP Sustainable Business Network.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, greeting from Muslim World League as we are on convene of the 18th session of your estimated conference. We seize the opportunity to express the gratitude for relative efforts dedicated for strengthening greater approach. This is an excellent opportunity to explore the idea of developing business model through digital innovation, enhancing user experience and generating value. The Muslim World League, doing along with the counterparts from various humanitarian organizations, has recognized the importance of the digital innovation, transforming the world into a innovative domain. This transformation facilitates certain of better role model by tackle serious challenge, while improving decision-making process and delivering opportunity serious benefits. We are pleased to participate in this session and engage with new experience of insight. We are honored to share some of the Muslim World League initiative this critical field. For example, at the beginning of 2018, the Muslim World League launched a project rehabilitation the channel and agriculture water in the Somalia. Digital innovation played a role in this project. The use of digital innovation tools by the Muslim World League has yielded effective rules for innocent. In 2018, the comprehensive medical survey was conducted in the Republic of Comoros, covering 16 village database played the critical role in this process of indexing and managing medical records. Our experience in this commons has understand of the fact that data collection is moral component of any project. The agenda of this session aims to enhance the database available in Muslim World League, providing us with greater opportunity to excel and all our projects on thereby achieve enhanced benefits. Through precise use of digital innovation often, many projects yield subaltern result due to unhacked product practice, which could have been recertified had beneficiary access to correct information and authorize necessarily technology in a timely manner. In conclusion, we relate our gratitude for this invitation to the significant forum and hope to realize moral benefits for all the betterment of all mankind. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Muslim World League, for that statement. For the final statement for this morning, it will be a video presentation, video call, actually, from Mr. George Lam, Chair of the ESCAP Sustainable Business Network. Can we have the video, please?
Excellencies, distinguished delegates, the ESCAP Sustainable Business Network represents businesses of the Asia-Pacific region committed to development that is sustainable, creating infrastructure, technology, logistics, goods, and services to improve people's lives and to create a more sustainable and inclusive future for all. Now is the time to work together much closer, faster, and smarter to achieve the global goals agreed by world leaders in 2015, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the Paris Agreement on Climate Change. We welcome the new momentum at COP28, and we urge governments to create clear and predictable policy frameworks that foster and accelerate green innovation and transformation to net zero carbon emissions. We are dedicated to working in partnership among businesses, governments, and communities to enable the transformation to a more sustainable and inclusive economy. We will continue to align our business strategies with environmental, social, and governance principles to mobilize and deploy green technology and green finance solutions and ESG investment funds. And we will continue implementing our Asia-Pacific Green Deal for Business with our region's businesses working hand in hand with governments and communities to develop new business models that create new and sustainable employment and better outcomes for the environment. Businesses that pledge for the Asia-Pacific Green Deal for Business are encouraged to take specific actions aimed at achieving a green energy system, smart, low-carbon, water-secure, and climate-resilient cities, buildings, and other green infrastructure, green finance solutions and ESG investment, green innovation and entrepreneurship, and a more circular economy. These are the 5 pillars of the Asia-Pacific Green Deal for Business. We must quickly and decisively invest more in smarter and greener solutions, leveraging from green finance and ESG, green technology and digital technology developments, including fintech, green fintech, insurtech, regtech, proptech, Web 3.0, and digital assets. We will continue to promote and facilitate the development of young people into sustainability committed green economy professionals and entrepreneurs through businesses, ongoing efforts and investments in training and mentoring our youth to start or transition to green economy jobs and startup opportunities with the required digital technology, green finance, ESG, and entrepreneurial skill sets. To achieve successful green transformation, we need the full participation and contribution of our youth. We are implementing the Asia-Pacific Green Deal for Business to demonstrate our conviction that the private sector must take the leading role in the green transformation of our region for the good of the world. In the Asia-Pacific region, we are committed to balancing our development aspirations with our responsibility to protect the Earth. The Asia-Pacific Green Deal for Business is all about harnessing transformational opportunities of a new green economy. It is more than building back better and faster from the COVID-19 pandemic. It is about building back greener and smarter together. We urge businesses to join us in accelerating the implementation of the Asia-Pacific Green Deal for Business to achieve the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. I wish you good health and good business. Thank you.
And that ends our statements for today. Just before we break, may I call on Mr. Lorenzo Santucci, Secretary of the Commission, to make a few announcements.
Thank you, Chair, and very good morning to all distinguished delegates. Just a reminder that today we have a number of side events, quite a few side events happening now at lunch and also later today. And as you can see the list here on the screen, these side events are open to all the participants of the Commission, most of them, and most of them are held in a hybrid format also, so some participants can join online also. So we encourage all participants to attend these events. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Santucci, for those announcements. So at this time, we shall take a break. It's noon, and we reconvene this afternoon at 14:30 or 2:30 in the afternoon sharp to pursue the discussions under agenda item number 2A. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.